welcome to the third part of Canto a cappella metal workshop. What we did so far is recording a basic drum track, recording a lower rakataka rhythm guitar vocal track and a higher rakataka rhythm guitar vocal track by Ross and me. And the next part we want to talk about is the bass guitar part, and this is Ike's job in Canto, and there are two basic tasks for the bass singing. The first one is adding a low end to the frequency spectrum, so the low voice has to somehow connect the bass drum of the drum set and the rakataka rhythm guitar vocals, so it's somewhere in between, connecting those two parts. And the main task of the bass singing in Canto is to clarifying the current harmony, because when doing the rhythm guitar vocals we have this very raspy voice, like run dun 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 dun, and it's very powerful and very punchy, but sometimes it's difficult to exactly clarify the harmony where the chord that the song is based on. And that's where Ike comes in. His voice is very naturally very deep, and he's not adding any distortion or any effects, so it's a very clean, a very clear voice, like a dun 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 dun. And if it's mixed correctly, it's really showing where the harmony is. It's clarifying the harmony structure of the song. And of course, as I said before, it's a different thing when recording an album or playing live. But Ike's part is basically the same, because he's not doubling his voice, he only has one chance, so he has to cover the whole bass spectrum with his voice. So if you're founding a metal a cappella band, the bass singer is, I think it's the most important part, because it's difficult to find someone having a very low but clean voice and having the ability and to think of all the harmonies and be in perfect pitch. So this is what Ike does perfectly. So if you want to have a real important job, then found a cappella metal band and take over the bass part. And before I show you what he did, I can say something to Canto playing live. I think the main advantage over regular metal bands when we're playing live is that we have 5 singers being able to call attention from the audience, because it's a different thing if you're in the audience and looking at someone playing guitar and looking at his hands all the time, or if you're looking at someone singing a note and you can clearly hear that this note is coming out of his mouth, and that he's creating a sound just by his voice. It's a very direct way of interaction, and I think this is a very important part of Canto happening live. It's the same thing when you think of record companies. They always want to have big eyes on the record cover. So if you walk by a rack in a record store, you automatically turn your head and look at those eyes staring at you. And I think it's somehow comparable to Canto live, because we have 5 singers and every single one of them is calling attention. Yeah, I show you the part Ike does. What he does is singing his notes very exactly on the bass drum to have this tight rhythm feeling. But he always is sometimes creating own melody lines, where the focus is more on bass guitar and getting away from rhythm guitar. And it's a very creative part, especially when you think of all the special effects you can do with a bass guitar, like sliding and stuff. And Ike has a very wide range of singing and imitating bass guitar. So we listen to what he did.
Run
Alright, this sounds like a real song now. I can show you some parts where we mute the bass guitar singing and switch it on again, so you get the difference. Therefore I mute the drums and play it again, and sometimes I will mute the bass guitar.
Run dum 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 run diggy dum 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 diggy run diggy dum 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 diggy run diggy dum 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 diggy run diggy dum 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 diggy mom 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 mom
So it's another part where you can show that a bass guitar in heavy metal, you sometimes cannot listen to it directly. When you think of the Black Album of Metallica, you can ask yourself if there is a bass guitar anyway, but you'll notice it very quickly as soon as it's not there anymore. And this is also an ability that a bass player or a bass singer must have. He must be able to know that his notes cannot be heard every time, but that every single note is pushing the song, clarifying the harmonies, and creating this whole sound. So again, if you want to have a real important part in a band, be the bass singer of a cappella metal band. See you next time.
Run dum 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 run diggy dum 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 diggy run diggy dum 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 diggy run diggy